As I entered the terrain, we were working on the basis of the agenda that we knew at the time as a UNISA agenda for transformation, making an African university, which took us through that period. During that time, I began then to embed this ethical culture so that we can understand that as stewards of the resources of the university, which by definition are resources of the country, and everyone else who is viewing themselves as a public, that will be important for us to understand that it's incumbent upon us to know what that really translates to. So that as we manage the institution, everyone else must have that high level of consciousness. By the time we began to work on the current strategy 2016-2030, which of course has had various iterations, it was clear that we had already begun to walk this path in a manner that showed our deep commitment as a university in advancing humanity, in solving the challenges that are facing humanity, which partly then is encapsulated in our vision. This clearly meant that as an African university, we do not under any circumstances dissociate ourselves from being globally competitive in a manner where what we do will be bolstered by the reworked values that speak to the leadership style that one had introduced at the time. That's primarily what then you find embedded in the values that we're talking about as a university at this day and age, which is ethical and collective responsibility, integrity, innovation and excellence, responsive student-centeredness, and dignity in diversity. And finally, just to say that I was fortunate that I stepped into the shoes of the leadership that had been presented at this university with distinction by none other than Professor Nyameko Bani-Pichana, that I had the luxury of working with both as a dean but also as a pro-vice chancellor, that it made me to understand that the environment that I'm talking about can only see the light of day if we understand this contiguous nature of various parts that we have a responsibility for. Keep them intact within the context of understanding that they are integral parts of the whole that will take us into this future that we so desire. Thank you so much, Program Director.